Welcome to Love and Life's Journey. I'm Chantel, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these adorable Hershey Kiss Valentine's bouquets. And almost everything to make them can be found at the dollar store. So let's get started. Okay, so here are the supplies that you will need to make these bouquets. First, you'll need a container, and this is a vase that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. They had some really cute ones. This is another one that they had. It's a little smaller, narrower, but those are really cute. And you also can use a mug. This is an oversized mug that I got at Walmart, but just any coffee mug or container. And then you will need some craft foam. You can get this at the Dollar Tree. They have different shapes and sizes, just kind of depends on what they have in stock. But I think I got this one at Walmart. It's one I had on hand, but it just happens to fit perfectly in my vase. So I'm going to use this one today. And if you are using a clear container, you're probably going to want something to line the inside with. And I got this glitter paper at the Dollar Tree. There's 3 sheets. It comes in silver, gold, and I believe red is the other color that's in here, but I'm going to be using the silver to line my vase today. Then you're going to want to have some sort of filler to cover up the craft foam on the top so that it doesn't show. And this is just gift filler. I got this at the Dollar Tree, and they have it in all kinds of different colors depending on the season. And then you will need some red and green cellophane wrap. You can get this at the Dollar Tree. However, my Dollar Tree was out, so I had to get, they were out of the green, so I had to get that somewhere else, but I did get the red at my Dollar Tree. And then you will need floral wire, and I prefer just the long straight pieces of wire, floral wire. And I didn't see this at my Dollar Tree. This I got at Walmart, but it's pretty inexpensive, and it just works better for this project. And the little bit thicker wire actually works a little bit better too, especially for the flowers, the roses. The thinner wire is fine for the leaves. And you'll need floral tape, which you can get at Dollar Tree. And some ribbon, which these are some of the ones that I got at my Dollar Tree for Valentine's, and they were really cute. And they also have a wide wired ribbon. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that for this project. It might be a little too wide, but they do have a pretty good variety. And then you need some sort of embellishment, which these were from the Dollar Tree, these heart picks, and there are 9 in a package for $1. They have them in red and in pink. Or you could use something like this. I picked these up last year, I believe after Valentine's Day at Hobby Lobby. They were on clearance. And so you can use something like this and cut it apart and use it in several different bouquets. And then of course you'll need Hershey Kisses. You can get those pretty much anywhere, any grocery store. And even at the Dollar Tree, but they're smaller packages, so it might be more economical to get them at your grocery store. And then for tools, you just need scissors and wire cutters. And for those of you who need things straight and uniform, then a ruler might be something you want to use, but it's not necessary. I have to admit, I'm not one of those people, and so I don't ever measure for this project, but you can if you'd like. So those are the materials that you'll need, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put my glitter paper inside my vase. Okay, then I'm going to place my craft foam down inside, And then I'm going to go ahead and put some of these green shred thingies inside here because it's too hard to try and stuff them down in there once you get all of your roses and your leaves in there, and the wires will poke right through this. So when you go to poke them in your craft foam, it'll poke right through. But having that all stuffed in there helps keep that paper in place too. And so now the vase is ready, and we just need to make our flowers and leaves. We need to cut some wires, and so you'll need wire cutters. And for the flowers, I like to use this little bit thicker wire. It's just a little sturdier, and so I'm going to cut these basically in half, and they are, let's see, 18 inches long, so about 9 inches or so I'm going to cut for the flowers. And you'll need 12 of those for your flowers. You'll need however many leaves you're going to do. I do about 20 stems of leaves for this. And so you can just cut these in half, or you can cut some of them in thirds because some of them you'll want to be shorter. So for now I'll just cut these in half. I'll be using these to show you the leaves. So after you cut your wires, then you're going to want to cut your cellophane. And this is where you can measure if you'd like. I usually just kind of eyeball it, but just to let you know, you're just going to want to cut enough red squares of cellophane, for one for each flower. So if you're doing a dozen roses, then you'll want to do 12 squares, and I make them about 5 by 5 inches, maybe a little bit bigger, and then the green squares, about the same size, maybe a little smaller, but really doesn't matter. You'll want to cut probably about 30 of the cellophane green squares, so that you can use those to fill in between your roses on the bouquet. And it really just depends on the size of your container and how full you want your bouquet to look. So again, 1 square per rose of the red, and about 30 or so green squares, and then we can get started with assembling our roses. So once we have our wires cut and all of our pieces cut, then you're going to take your Hershey Kisses, and if you're going to make 12 roses, then you'll need 24 kisses. Hardest part about this project is to not eat the kisses while you're doing the project. So then you're going to take one of your squares. This one I've already kind of played with, so it's wrinkly, but that's fine. You can use a glue dot to put your Hershey Kisses together, or just a little piece of tape rolled up. I don't usually bother with that, but if it makes it easier to work with, you can do that. So I'm just going to set my Hershey Kisses in the center of my cellophane, and then just kind of wrap that around, and I do it kind of in a diagonal so I get like a triangle, and then I just fold the points all up together like this, so that you have a little bundle that is just kind of wrapped around those Hershey Kisses. And then I'm going to stick my wire in the bottom, kind of just up against the Hershey Kisses. You don't want to poke it into the Hershey Kisses, and you don't want to poke it through your cellophane, but just poke it, or just kind of lay it next to the Hershey Kisses on the bottom. And then you just take your cellophane and just twist it around that wire as tightly as you can. so that it looks like a rosebud. And then you're going to take your floral tape, and if you've worked with floral tape before, you know how it works, but if you haven't, you want to hold the end down on your floral tape, and then you stretch it as you wrap it around, because as you stretch, that's what activates the stickiness of it. Otherwise, it's not going to stick. So if it's not sticking together, then you probably need to put a little more tension on it and pull it. And we're just going to wrap and wrap and wrap and keep wrapping all the way down. You want to cover all that red cellophane that's showing. And I like to go about 2/3 down my wire. It just makes it a little sturdier and looks nice. Of course, if you're using the green wire, it's not as important to go all the way down. Then I'm going to start going back up. And I like to add leaves to these stems of roses. It helps fill it up. So I'm going to take a square of my green, and I'm just going to roll it kind of like a little cone shape. And then I'm going to twist it in the middle so it looks kind of like this. And really, you can attach these however it works for you. But I'm just going to go around the center. See, I'm going to go up just a little bit higher. So get your tape wrapped to where you want it to be. And then I'm just going to take that pinched middle part, and I'm going to go around it a couple of times with the floral tape. And that just helps add some more fullness, so when it's in the bouquet, it helps fill up the center. And then you can also go up and add a leaf up right close to the rose, and I usually do this on a few of them, but not all of them, because I want the roses to be the focal point, and I don't want the leaves to be hiding them. But if you want to take some smaller squares even, so like this is maybe even too big for this, so if I wanted to cut it down and just use a smaller piece, and do a smaller leaf, I'm just going to bunch it up on one end, and you can play with it till you get it kind of shaped. I kind of like to roll it because that kind of makes it look a little bit more like a leaf, and then put it up there next to that rosebud. And then just wrap the bottom edge of it to secure it. And there you go. And then you just tear your tape off, and there you go. And so that's one rose. And I know this leaf down here looks weird, but when you get them in the bouquet all together with other ones, it's not going to look weird. And I add them different ways and different heights, so it all kind of fills in. And so now I'm going to make the rest of my roses using that same technique. I have got my 12 roses made, and as you can see, they've got leaves in different places on them. So I'm going to set those aside, and then I'm going to make some stems with just leaves on them, and those I'm going to use the thinner wire. I'm just going to take and go rolling it kind of diagonally, pinch the middle, put my wire over the top, and I try to do that kind of tight because then it helps hold the the leaves so they're pointing up a little bit more, if you can do it tighter. And then just twist your wire down. And so, as you can see, it goes fairly quickly, and you need to make about 15 to 20 of these. And it just depends on your container and how full you want your bouquet to look. So I'm going to make the rest of my leaves, and I'll be back to show you how to assemble it all. So I'm going to take my vase that we prepared earlier, and I'm just going to start sticking my roses in. Okay, so now you can see my messy craft desk, but you can also see the placement of the flowers a little bit better in the vase. So they're fairly evenly spaced, but at different heights. And so now I'm going to start filling in my leaves. And some of these I'm going to probably need to trim my wires, but I'm just going to fill in the spaces wherever it just looks like it needs it. And so I'm going to keep doing that, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like after I've got all the spaces filled in, and we can finish off our bouquet. So the last thing that couple of things I want to do is add some embellishments to this. So I want to add a bow, and then something just a little extra sticking out of the bouquet. I think I'm going to use this ribbon that I got at the Dollar Tree. It's not real busy, and since I've got a lot of hearts going on here and with the glitter and everything, I don't want to take too much away from that or have it be too busy. So you can put the ribbon wherever you like. Depending on your container, you could tie a ribbon around the handle of your coffee mug if you're doing a coffee mug. You could tie it or just around the center of the vase. The last thing I want to do is add some sort of embellishment to the top, or some sort of extra thing to the top, just to finish it off. And you could leave it this way and it looks great. It's very cute and impressive, and someone would love to get this. But if you want to make it a little extra special, there's several things that you could do. You could just add some sort of decoration. I got these glittery heart picks at the Dollar Tree, and I thought I might want to use them, but when I put it in there, it just kind of gets lost. It just looks too much like the Hershey Kiss roses, so I don't think I want to use this. And the other thing is, I had these that I got last year at Hobby Lobby, and I just liked the height of them, and so I cut them apart, and I used floral tape and I just wrapped them together, and then I can just put that down inside, and it's a little hard to get it in there. You've got all this other stuff in there, but you just kind of find a place to poke it down in, and it'll go eventually. You just kind of have to keep working. I got that in there, and then you can just kind of adjust it to where you want it. And as you can see, this one is wire. It kind of will bend however you want, but it just adds a height element that I really like, and is real cute. then there's a couple other things you can do with these that is real fun as well. And let me show you what that is, especially if you're making one for maybe someone who's younger, your daughter or something. You can get these really cute lip balms that are Hershey's or Nestle and their popular candy names. There's even one that looks like, you know, a Hershey's bar. And I like the pink color because of the contrast. And I just taped it to a wire, and then you can stick that down inside there as well. And you could add several of those and just make that really fun, especially for someone a little bit younger. Now, if you want to make it for someone a little bit older and you want to add a little special gift to it, instead of the cute little lip balms, you could add another sort of lip product. And I kind of like the lip products because, you know, Hershey Kisses, kissing. So because I'm also a unique consultant, I like the unique lip glosses, and I love the liquid lipsticks. So these are really fun, you know, for a grown-up gift to add to your bouquet. And so you can just tape those to a wire as well and stick in there. And there's another thing that I've also done is I've gotten these little plastic bags that are actually made for lollipops, to wrap lollipops in. And I have taped the wire to the product, the lip product, and then I just twist the bottom of the bag around that, and then I take my floral tape and wrap the bottom just like we did with the roses, and just wrap it till all that plastic bag is covered. And that just makes it look more like a wrapped little gift in there. But you could do it without the bag also. And then I like to put it in so that that's showing. And so then you have a really nice gift to give somebody, a bouquet of Hershey Kisses and some really great lip products. And so that would make an amazing gift for someone. So I hope that you liked making this Hershey Kiss chocolate rose bouquet. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notifications button so that you'll be notified next time I put up another video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.